Good morning. I feel tired this morning but relieved. The title that I've chosen for today's little talk, and it probably will be fairly short today, I have a feeling, is Bank's Attorney Acknowledges End of Lawsuit. It means a lot to me. Yesterday I received the letter and final motion from the attorney that has been trying to steal my home for over 7 years, acknowledging that, quote, the case is now completed, end quote. Of course, I had filed papers last week informing the court and parties involved that the case was decided in the United States Bankruptcy Court and that the home and property was now in an irrevocable trust. Receiving her acknowledgement was amazing for me. After all this time and struggle, it is finally over. Indeed, this whole saga of the Mary Horgan Trust, and that's not the trust that I'm talking about when I say that the property is in an irrevocable trust, but Mary Horgan created a trust before she died in 2004. She died in 2005, and the lawsuit hit in July of 2005. 6 months, almost 6 months, 5 months after she died, when I was trying to sell the house and could not sell it, I realized, because of the lawsuit, because as soon as the lawsuit was revealed, people that were making offers on the property rescinded their offers because of the lawsuit. But for over 7 years, the bank's attorney has been trying to attach this property to the paperwork on that property, which this property was never named on that property. And for 7 years, now the first couple of years really, they had attorneys handling the matter who were not very helpful at all, which I've learned that most attorneys are not helpful. But in any case, when I started handling it myself, I took lots of steps to preserve my ability to carry on the ministry that I was doing before Dr. Mary died, and that Dr. Mary was part of her vision and part of my vision, and opened my home as the Mary Horgan Center, actually prior to even realizing that there was a lawsuit filed. Though it was filed in July of 2005, I wasn't informed till the second week of August, and the dedication for the Mary Horgan Center was the beginning of the first Wednesday in August, whatever date that was. I don't remember the exact date, but it was the first Wednesday of August in 2005 when I dedicated the Mary Horgan Center for the continuation of that work. But as I said, for the past 7 years, I have been filing paperwork, the UCC-1, in which I took possession of the home, the acknowledgement of deed, numerous affidavits, finally the land patent, bringing forth the land patent, and most recently the irrevocable trust, the irrevocable non-statutory trust that I put not only my home, this home, but all of my property is now in the trust, and I own none of it in my own name, which is something that I think everyone should do as long as the criminal government and the criminal banks continue to operate. I think it's really important for people to learn about trusts and the difference between statutory and non-statutory trusts, revocable and irrevocable trusts, and to use the irrevocable non-statutory trusts to protect yourself from crooked courts, etc. But as I said, It's been a long struggle, and every time that I thought that I had won, the attorney would come up with some other angle to approach it from, and would seem to ignore and defeat the remedy that I had selected and chosen to protect the home from theft. And from their perspective, they did, of course, don't see it as theft. They believe that because this property was purchased with the proceeds of the loan on the other property, that therefore this property is in the contract, but it wasn't named as the collateral in the contract, which has been my argument all along. They just simply can't do that. Although they believe they had an equity, equity in the house, which they never actually did. And to have the attorney throw in the towel and acknowledge it was like, finally, it's over, and time to have a party. Now, I'm probably not going to have the party till the final stuff is over in relation to the driving without a license charge and the resisting arrest without violence, which are the final matters now before the local court. And with the trial by jury coming up, I'm confident that that I will be able to prevail in that matter as well, and be done playing lawyer after all these years. I'll tell you what I've learned about the law is that it's really convoluted, that you can find things that support almost any point of view. It is a very corrupt system, cumbersome, just overwhelmingly complex. They have gone away from common sense to creative ways to steal from people. And that is the system that we live in. But in this particular instant matter of my home, instant matter, yeah, it's the 8th year. Finally, the home is secured. It's not my home anymore, because putting things in a trust is perhaps the best way to do things, because in a sense, none of us really own anything. And I have people remind me of that all the time. But nevertheless, as humans, we need to be secure in whatever we are calling our home, the place where we hold our attachments to things. When I say things like the computer and furniture and stuff like that. Anyway, I don't want to get into that ownership whole thing, but I don't own any of my property anymore. The only thing that's still in my name is my bank account, and I've been trying very hard to find a financial institution that I don't have to war with, that will open an account in the name of the trust without federal identification, without linking it to my the Social Security number or employee identification number. And I have not been able to do that yet. I mean, I've had recommendations to even go out of the country to open an account with the Royal Bank of Scotland, which I was told last night is a highly illuminated institution. Some of you will know what that means. And I'm not going to even go into that one. I've also been getting lots of things of the mistake that I made the last time I was in court, that I should have motioned for dismissal, which I admitted. You know, I should have made the motion for dismissal, which I did not do. But I think it would be interesting if they do allow it to go finally to trial by jury, and I get to present the paperwork evidence in the matter, which is overwhelmingly supportive of my position from the time, from the get-go of this thing. They did not do things according to the rules. They broke the rules, and it's obvious they did. And they don't have a case. But in any case, I can see the end of the tunnel of having to fight these legal battles. It's been very wearisome for me. And I encourage those that feel that they're being wronged by the system to stand in the truth. You're not fighting people. You're fighting a corrupt system. And standing in the truth is the only way that you can win and prevail ultimately, and it takes a lot of patience. If I've learned anything, it's to be patient, and to not quit, to not throw in the towel, to not give up, to keep standing in the truth. The truth is, Dr. Mary wanted me to have all of her property. It was me that interfered in the creation of her trust, reminding her that she had promised certain things to her late husband, and to honor her promises to her late husband and not give me everything, to give the Shriners their portion and other people their portion, etc. So in any case, the whole matter has come to an end, and the Mary Horgan Memorial Business Trust now holds this property, and I can continue to honor her and to honor the ministry that we had to bring the world into a place of unity where the kingdom of heaven is manifested on earth, and that ultimately we end these sick games that we've been playing in this polarized society for such a long time. It's a beautiful thing to know that it's finally over. Part of me wants to celebrate, but yet part of me this morning is very tired and is just very relieved to receive the acknowledgement from the one who has played the role of my greatest adversary in this matter, to finally acknowledge the end of the case. Thank you for listening, and this may not be inspiring for most of you, and that's okay. I appreciate each of you and send you my love. Namaste.